Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. It is Thursday, November the 12th, 2020, 6:03 p.m.
Yes, yeah, as soon as we start the meeting, they're gonna.
And I guess we can go ahead and let's also move on to the Pledge of Allegiance, which is the next item. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and do the roll call. Alan Jackson, present.
Roland Perez, present.
Chris Haynes, present.
Rick Solis, present.
Teresa Fonseca, present.
Rigo, who else is missing?
Mr. Laurie said he wasn't gonna attend the meeting. He's out of town, and I haven't heard from Mata. He was supposed to come.
Ms. Mata's on. Alma, are you there? Can you confirm on? Oh, there you are. Can you hear us, Alma?
Yes.
She's muted.
Yeah, I see her. Okay.
Thumbs up, Alma. Can you hear us?
She has her mic off.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Looks like we have a quorum. Okay. Do we have anybody? Do we have anybody wishing to speak? Citizens interested in providing comments on a particular issue or to call 956-794-1729 for public comments, and when board members are discussing your case. The comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. No more than 3 persons will be allowed to speak on any side of an issue. Should there be more than 3 people who wish to speak on a particular issue, they need to select not more than 3 representatives to speak for them, and the presiding officer may limit the public comments further in the interest of an orderly meeting. Speakers may not pass their minutes to any other speaker. Comments should be relevant to city business and delivered in a professional manner, and no derogatory comments will be permitted. Do we have any citizen comments today?
Nope.
No?
We have not received any phone calls, and nobody has come to the office to attend the meeting.
Okay.
So we pretty much offer those 2 options. So they can come to the office or they can call.
Mr. Chairman, we have a setup here in case somebody shows up that we can live broadcast them also into the meeting. And I have staff at the front door waiting for anybody that might show up. So there's no.
Okay. Okay. Let's move on to the next item. Consideration of approval of minutes from the regular meeting of September 3rd, 2020.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
I have some corrections.
Second that.
This is Teresa Fonseca. I have some corrections.
Yes.
Yes, just on the addressing of myself on some of the motions. Some say Mr. and some say Miss. So those could all be corrected.
Okay, can we go ahead and guys? Can we go ahead and correct that and we can review that the next meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So we already hear a second to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Same sign. Motion carries. Okay. Let's. Now on to staff report, staff update on the demolition of the structures ordered by the board. Do we have anything on item 6 on update demolition updates?
Yes, I believe Mr. Pinzon is already putting the update. No, not correction.
Rigo, are those pictures are not the update, right? Or those are the, what pictures are those ones
Those are the pictures for today's meeting.
for today's meeting?
Updates on number 6, item number 6, gonna be 5 structures that are already for demolishing, already been approved. And today, we're just missing the notice to proceed to be signed. I think one of the contracts already signed, Mr. Tovar. And we scheduled a meeting for Mr. Gonzalez. He'll be in tomorrow to signing the notice to proceed and to take up the demolition permit so we could start we're trying to schedule the demolition to begin November 16th. It's going to be a Monday for both contractors. One contractor is going to be Tovar Landscaping, and the other contractor is Triple PG Enterprise Incorporated.
And do you know the addresses of those houses that are going to be demolished this month?
1120 Alamo Street,
Mm-hmm.
1702 Main Avenue, 407 San Paulo Avenue, 306 Garza Street, rear, and that's it.
Okay, so the updates is pretty much that we're going to be demolishing this month 5 houses.
5 structures, starting November 16th.
November 16th. And of course, in this meeting, we're going to decide of this other addresses that we have on this agenda. Okay, that's.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. I can see your screen.
What's it showing? So hold on, I'm showing you the wrong screen. Hold on. So these are the ones that Rigoberto just mentioned. As you can see, South Texas demolished. Let me see if I can make it apart so it can be a little bit better. So as you can see, the only one that we had an issue with 3919 East Montgomery, the property owner did not let us in. And we checked with legal on that one, and unfortunately, we weren't able to get a warrant to go into the premise. So legal mentioned to us to bring it back to the board. So you're going to see this one coming back to the board to update the demo order. So then that way we can proceed again to try to bid it out. But the rest of them you can see before and after pictures of those, and then. These are the current 5 that are out for demo right now. So the notice to proceed was issued today. And so they have 10 days to kind of get ready and pull permits and everything else. So by our next meeting, your hard work and coming over here and dealing with these structures and these issues are coming to some fruition and eliminating all these hazards. So just wanted to give a good update to the board on what's going on. So if the board doesn't have any questions on any of the pictures, that's our report for right now.
Okay. All right. I guess we move on. I guess we move on to the next item, which is public demolition. Public hearing, discussion, possible action regarding the demolition of structures identified as substandard and dangerous buildings. Is consideration of possible action on the property of Mario Alberto Neda Jr., whose legal description is south 2/3 of Lot 1, Block 995, Western Division, is commonly known as 3902 Vidality Avenue. Staff declares this property as a nuisance in accordance with the current adopted ordinance 2013 0-25, Article 1, Section 24-1.4, Chapter 6. 23A, 23B, 232HI, 232R, and 232U. Staff recommends demolition of the structure. Board gave time to notify owner. Owner was notified. No response was ever made. Okay. Okay, I guess we don't have any, nobody's, is it present to make public comments
Yeah, I'll
on,
make a
on this?
motion. Yeah, I'll make a motion to, for staff recommendation to be demolished.
I second the motion.
Do we need to
Favor?
open it for public comment just as a matter of fact, or do we not need to do that?
I think we do.
To open it up.
All in favor?
You see phone calls for this case?
No, nobody
Nope.
responded. Nobody. I read it there at the agenda. Nobody made any touch or any contact. I left a message at the property owner's house, and nobody answered. Nobody came back to us. Nobody called back. Nobody ever said anything. And the house is the same. They never cleaned. They never. And one of the owners from across the street came out when I went to take the pictures on October 19, and he was telling me that they're using it as a living quarters. All the homeless are living there, and they call police, and they go and take him out, but next thing, same place.
Okay, and I have nobody here in the office that wants to talk about this case. Nobody has arrived at the office.
So then PD's been getting called out here quite a bit?
Yes, actually, the owner is, worried about there's starting another fire. It was as you can see in the report. There had been a fire there before.
Okay. I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Same sign, motion carries. Okay. Okay. And I heard a motion to go ahead and to follow staff recommendation.
I'll make that motion again. For staff recommends demolition of this structure. Make a motion for it to go.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Same
Aye.
sign, motion carries. Item B is consideration of possible action on the property of AA Holdings Land Trust, care of Mark Herrick, trustee, whose legal description is lots 4, 5, and 6 of block 973 Western Division. It's commonly known as 1303 Philadelphia Street. Staff declares this property as a nuisance in accordance with the current adopted ordinance 2013 0-25, Article 1, Section 24-1.4, Chapter 16, Sections 16.55, 21, 22, 23A, 23B, 232HI, 232R, and 232U. Staff recommends demolition of the structure, entire structure, only the house. Board gave time to notify the owner. House was boarded, but owner did not respond. Do I hear any motions to open this up for public comment?
I'll make a motion to open it up for public comment.
Okay, I'll go ahead and second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
So they did board this up, but they didn't do a very good job, I guess, right?
Well, they boarded, and actually the one in charge, he's not the owner. He's the one in charge. He's like the super from the apartment next door, and he was advising me that he was concerned about the homeless and the prostitution going on there. So he boarded and he put on some locks on the door, but they haven't fixed the plumbing issue they had there on the site. He told me that he was gonna try and get some dirt just to, cover up everything there, but he wasn't responsible for that. I mean, he's just the super of the property, not the owner. The owner hasn't made any contact with us, sent them letters. We had a phone number and nobody answered. I guess I don't know if they're there during the day or that they're not there during the day. Actually, I talked to the super there and I told him, to make contact with the owner, but he said that they're not answering. I'm guessing that because of the COVID, or I don't know. I have no idea what's going on over there. They're not from here. They're from Palo Alto, California, and we haven't had any response. But the super already made the effort and covered up the back entrance and put locks on the doors that were had an access to the homeless. And he already put another lock over there in the back in the rear. They broke that one and they were getting in, but he reinforced that door.
The houses still have meters though, electrical meters?
Yes. Yeah, that was the number one thing that the homeless were using, the light.
So with all the work he did, are they still going in? Are the homeless people still going in or no? Do you know?
There was a second time they went in, but the door was reinforced and another lock was placed. And the super is real good on communicating with me and also with the code enforcement officer. We call him up and if there's a door open, okay, we'll fix it right now. And he did, he fixed it and he placed another lock and reinforced the padlock with a new lock, a bigger lock, and he reinforced the iron door.
I mean, it looks pretty secure. Is the owner up to date on his taxes?
I haven't checked on that. The only thing, my concern was the issue with the plumbing there. It's right next to the right of way.
And what's the issue with the plumbing?
You can see there's a hole there, and with the nuisance, you can see. I mean, kids play around there, so I'm not sure if the fall there or when they clean the nuisance, it's okay because you can see the hole. You can actually see the holes there that they have there on the side. But when the nuisance comes an issue, you can't see there's a hole there.
I see. So when the brush grows over it, you don't notice it. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I see.
And we usually, I call them also, but also the code enforcement. They call them and they tell them that the nuisance is becoming an issue, and he'll take care of it, but not right away. It will take like a week or 2 or 3 days at the most.
Okay. I guess I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Okay, I'll second.
Seconded. All right.
Okay, all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Same sign, motion carries. Do you all, in light of all this information, do you all still recommend demolition of this structure? Staff?
Rigo, do you still want to recommend demolition, or do you think it's enough what they did with the windows and the doors?
I mean, I would recommend the demolition because the owner hasn't made any contact with us. The only one that's taking responsibility is the super, but he's not the owner, so I'll leave it up to you if you want to, actually just.
I guess, Rigo, the question is, since you're the one that's been out there most, is the structure of any sort of hazard or nuisance where you mentioned that the prostitution is going on or homeless are getting in there, even though it's boarded up? That's what the board is asking.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I had scheduled Mr. Bautista from Laredo PD if he can show up, but I think he told me that he couldn't make it because he's working night shift. He's the one actually that makes another complaint it was an original complaint, but he made another complaint because of the prostitution and the drugs going on in there. And he actually made contact with the super of the property, and that was why he did the boarding and the lots and everything. But
Again, Rigo, did the boarding do sufficient to make it sustain okay, or are you still recommending the demo because of the nuisance issue?
yeah, demo of the nuisance issue.
Yeah, elaborate a little bit.
The only thing is that I think that the boarding is going to stop it for just a little bit. They're going to, you know, as soon as the winter comes back, I'm probably sure that they're going to be there again. All the prostitution and the homeless and all that. And because of the lighting, that they still have light there. They still have service for the light. So they're
I
using that
guess,
as a living
I guess that's my point. It's like if it still has 2 meters that are, and the building's boarded up, and I guess what I was trying to get to is, if I know the owner's not here, but if he's paying his taxes, well, then that's money that comes into the city. Then I think we should just keep it. But if it really is a nuisance and the owner's not doing anything about it, well, then at that point, we as a board need to say, okay, well, I think our first duty is to deal with these nuisances, right? So, but our second duty is to if the building is still in good shape and it's being boarded up, I don't think we want to be demoing everything. But I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know what the rest of the board thinks.
Rigo, do you know how many years the
Mr.
house has been
Solis'
abandoned like that, in that condition? No.
No, I have no idea.
It should have answered to the city, the neighborhood there. That's the main issue here, because if they're going into prostitution, and of course they're using drugs in that place, and their LPD has been going there several times, it's for a reason that they've been there. That's my opinion, my advice.
May I ask, when was the last time that PD made a report?
It was actually, he told me he had all the information, but he couldn't make the meeting. Officer Bautista. No, I don't have a specific date, but the last report
you mentioned the boarding came after that report.
Actually, yes, but the thing is that they opened up the back door, and they still got in. And
that's when they changed the lock?
Yeah, that's when they reinforced that back door.
And when was that reinforced?
That was reinforced October 16th.
Yeah. Less than a month ago.
Yeah, because I went on October 19th to take the pictures, and I talked to the super.
Is the super that oversees the property next door, is that property also owned by the same owner?
Yes.
Okay, so the super is representing the owner in the sense that he works for the owner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he's been responding to the reports and the, when
Taking
property
the extra
has needed
measures.
to be. So I think we need to take that into consideration, that the owner is responding via the super.
Yes, I agree.
I agree with that. Can we table this one till, and maybe Rigo, if you can get us a list of all the reports from PD as far as what's going on in that, and then we can, if we can see, yeah, you know what, there's been fires or PD's been out there 5 times this month, well then we know it's an issue. And at that point, I think we feel a little bit more comfortable in saying, yeah, let's go ahead and demo it.
Maybe next time we can get actually the officer making all the complaints.
That would be, yeah, that would be
That'd be
fine.
best.
Yeah.
And also maybe you have any sort of documentation regarding your conversations with the super. That'll also help, because I think we need to table this at least at least until the next meeting.
All right, sounds good.
So I
Okay.
make a motion to table this item.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, same sign, motion carries. Okay. All right, moving on to item C, consideration of possible action on the property of Sylvia O. Hauser, whose legal description is lots 1 and 2 of block 151 Western Division. It is commonly known as 1520 Lincoln Street. Staff declares this property a nuisance in accordance with the current adopted ordinance, 2013 0-25, Article 1, Section 24-1.4 of Chapter 16, Section 16.5521, 22, 23A, 23B, 232HI, 232R, and 232U. Staff recommends demolition of the 2 mobile homes located in the front property and demolition of the entire rear structure. Board gave 30 days to fix, clean, and repair September 14, 2020, and none was done by owner in 30 days.
I make a
Hear a
comment.
motion, open this up for public comment?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
It's a mobile home.
Yes, actually, there's 2 mobile homes and a rear structure in the back. That time we gave him 30 days to clean and to board, but the only thing he did was cut the grass. Everything is the same issue. We have a box spring in the back. We have he didn't move anything. He didn't do anything. Actually, now I call him. I went by his house, but he's not responding.
And so he hasn't responded to you since then.
No, he haven't. I mean, not even. He just cut the grass, and that was it.
Was the gentleman at the meeting the last time? Or
Yes.
did he call in?
He called in.
He called in, yes. So he was aware during that meeting that we were giving him 30 days
Yes.
to address the
Actually,
items.
after the meeting, I went by and inspected the rear structure. He opened up everything, and we took pictures and everything, but he told me that he was going to fix it, or start to fix, but he only cut the grass. In 30 days, he only cut the grass. He didn't move anything. He didn't secure the gate, and the houses are still, they're still open.
So are we looking at demolishing both structures now?
Actually, the 2 mobile homes and the rear structure.
There's 3 structures.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 mobile homes in the front and the rear structure in the back.
Were
Well,
both mobile homes in the same condition, or was one
Yes.
worse than the other?
No, there's the 2 are in the same condition.
So they're not habited to go really actually and live there, right, Rigo?
No, not even the rear structure. You can see there, we don't have that specific access to the rear structure. You have to go to a private parking lot, but as you can see there, the roof, it's already flying off.
okay. I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Same sign, motion carries.
I will make a motion to, if this person hasn't done anything, I think the only way to force him to do something is to just move forward with this. So I would make a motion to demolish all 3 structures. Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
To demolish all 3 structures. That's my motion.
I second that. It's not habited, right?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Same sign, motion carries.
I do have another question though. On these mobile homes, and this is for Jerry and Arturo. Would you all even give permits for people to fix their mobile homes at this point, or not really?
Well, from past experience, Rick, when it's a mobile home that's dilapidated like this, the ownership is probably going to be in question. So, what we've noticed from other incidences where, let's say, a mobile home like this gets transferred to somebody or somebody acquires it for cash, but it's not recorded at the state, so we cannot claim ownership to the right person, and usually it becomes a very difficult matter. And in all actuality, when you issue out the demo order yourselves, it kind of clears that issue up, and we can go in there and demo it
Okay.
without any problem. So,
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just wanted to get that on record, I guess, that's what we should do.
Okay. All right. All right. I guess moving on. Any other comments on this item?
No.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to item D: consideration of possible action on the property of Rita Ramirez, whose legal description is Lot 8, Block 1964, Eastern Division. It's commonly known as Travis and Ejido, located at the southwest corner of Travis and Ejido. Staff declares this property a nuisance in accordance with the current adopted ordinance 2013 0-25, Article 1, Section 224-1.4, Chapter 16, Sections 16.55, 21, 22, 238, 23B, 232HI, 232R, and 232U. Staff recommends demolition of entire structure. Board gave 30 days to clean, submit plans for business, no action from owner. Do I hear a motion to open this up for public comment?
I move
Motion
Make
for
a motion for public comment. We all did.
Okay. Okay.
Rigo, have you gotten any phone calls for people to comment on these cases?
No.
Right now? Have you gotten any phone calls?
No.
No? Okay, I'm here in the front and I haven't received any customer that wants to talk about a case, so we can continue.
This is the one where we spoke to the guy, right? One of the last meetings that we had on this one?
Yes. Yes, actually, he was telling us that he was going to open up a business, like fruit
I think
stand.
he was gonna do like an art gallery or something like that.
He mentioned a fruit stand, and he was going to put some fruits there. But he never responded to the phone call, and actually he just cut the grass just on the front, and he didn't move any of the junk vehicles, or he didn't do anything.
Okay. Well, if no one's here to speak, I move to close the public hearing.
Second.
And that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Do I hear any motions on this item?
Yeah, I make a motion for staff recommendation for demolition.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, same sign, motion carries. Okay, moving on to a consideration of possible action on the property of Fernando D. Gutierrez, whose legal description is Lot 5, Block 74, Western Division, commonly known as 302 San Enrique Avenue. The staff declares this property as a nuisance in accordance with the current adopted ordinance 2013 0-25, Article 1, Section 24-1.4, Chapter 16, 16.55, 21, 22, 238, 233B, 232HI, 232R, and 232U. Staff recommends demolition of the two entire structures. Board gave time for owner to contact, respond to notice of demolition, no contact or response from the owner, nor any action to rectify the nuisance of these structures. Do I hear any notices for any motions for public comment?
you're not getting any phone calls from customers right now?
No.
No phone calls? Okay,
Okay.
I'm still here checking the front office and I haven't received any customers.
Yes, there's nobody up in the front office. I just went to go check, so nobody's come back.
Okay.
Was the owner contacted this time?
Yes. He didn't make any contact with us. I spoke to code enforcement, Mr. Juan. He told me the same thing, that he's actually, I think next month, it's already going to be entered into a force clean. As you can see, the nuisance is super high. And he was mentioning that he has a lot of reports and a lot of complaints from the nuisance. And he hasn't contacted since the pandemic started. He hasn't been able to contact Mr. Gutierrez. The law office remains closed. Nobody is, also he's getting a complaint from the office also that the nuisance is already getting out of hand.
Do you know there's criminal activity on that house? Like any drug or prostitution? No?
Any police reports?
No illegal activity, only the nuisance.
And the nuisance being the weeds and high greenery.
Yes, the weeds, the tall grass, and also the rodents from actually the neighbor in front is complaining about the rodents that accumulate there, the different type of animals.
Is this, Rigo, this house livable or habitat? Where somebody can live in it, or is it really in bad shape inside and the roof seems to be in bad shape?
Yeah, actually, no,
It doesn't look habitable.
one is actually worse than the other one. But they're both not livable there.
So are both houses on the same lot?
Yes.
Was this item tabled at the last meeting?
Yes.
Yeah, we tabled it once, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know the reason it got tabled, Rigo? What was the reason it got tabled, this case?
They wanted to respond to the owner to respond to the letter we sent.
This neighborhood is got a lot of history to it, and these houses are part of that fabric, and we really didn't want to demo them. We really wanted to see if we could get the owner to come forward. You know, I think this is an example of where it's demo by neglect. You know, these things are just going to fall apart at some point, which is a shame because they're beautiful little houses. I know they're boarded up, but if you're saying so, is the issue the nuisance because of the grass that's around it and then the rodents, or is it because people are getting in?
No, nobody's getting in. No reports have been filed that nobody getting in. The only thing is the rodents and the nuisance.
Yeah. So I mean, if they're going to do a force clean, I mean, I would do that first and see, and that way maybe we can go take a better look at it and kind of determine whether these buildings can be preserved. I don't know if you do a force clean at that point. Is there a lien on the property?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, that's my thought. I don't know what the rest of the board thinks.
Yeah.
If you all just
Have
want
you
to
been inside Have you been inside the house, Rigo? Is it, real bad shape that it really needs to be demolished?
No, I haven't been inside. I only see the outside from the gate. It's locked and everything, but you can see that the roof is falling off. Actually, one of the when I went and took these pictures on October 19, we saw me and the nuisance code enforcement Jesus Sanchez. We saw pieces of the paper on the roof on the street.
Is all the windows boarded up and the door? Because I kind of agree with Mr. Solis about saying preserving the little houses, but if it's if it's in real bad shape that it really is going to come down, but it's a different story.
do we make plans to look at the houses once the cleaning is done on the yard to be able to maybe access it and make contact with the owner or somebody representing the owner? So we can get inside, or do we have a right to get inside and see it if we don't have contact with the owner?
Well, actually, no, everything is locked. Nobody can get inside. The only one that can get inside is actually the one doing the force clean. But it's not going to be done until next month.
Well, I would prefer to have them force clean it and just to see what condition everything is.
If I may interject, Mr. Solis, just wanted to do a suggestion with the board because I think there's some hesitation by everybody, which we understand. We want to preserve our history. Let me check with legal on this. So if you guys want to push this back a little bit more, see if we can maybe, as you as a board, I believe you do, but let me just verify with legal that maybe you might have the power to order a repair, such as repairing the roof and painting the structure or something to that extent. Let me see what the extent of the orders that you can give out to facilitate a little bit better, because I do have that concern of, we have a lot of dilapidated structures or abandoned buildings that get, arson on them or they become a fire hazard if they're left alone like that. So I do have that safety concern from that aspect. But let me see what, it appears that the board is kind of not leaning on demoing them, but let's see what we can do to brighten up the buildings a little bit or preserve them a bit. So
I would
So we got,
welcome that.
okay, so if you would like to table it, I'll go ahead and do that, and we'll bring it back to the board meeting.
Arturo, maybe the guy wants to force clean the property. Maybe he'll come, come around, and maybe he won't want to fix it up or maybe preserve it or something. And well, once he gets, force clean, he's got to get a bill for that. So that's my opinion on that.
Unfortunately, I mean, I've been at this for many, many years for the board members that know me, and the history that the typical thing that, and I can't say it's going to be for this case, but Rolando, you used to work in code enforcement, so you
Yes, exactly.
know,
That's what I'm saying.
if they haven't done anything with him to date, they're not going to do anything with him later.
Anything afterwards.
So
Yeah.
it's not us that are living around those buildings, but there's other neighbors that are, and they have to deal with these structures every day. So that's the other consequence.
Yeah, but exactly. I'm just saying this so the board can understand that, it's been a problem for a long time already. So I mean, and that's their view. It's like they want to preserve it, but at the same time, they're still being a nuisance for so many years.
So if the board allows me, I'll go ahead and see if we can, what kind of, what can we do as a board and what you can order to maybe improve the structure a little bit, so that way the neighbors don't have to be dealing with these dilapidated structures.
Arturo, I guess just in terms of, and I know we've talked about this, and I know it's something we want to work on, but this issue of an existing building ordinance or, demolition or whatever you want to call it, how would we go about talking about that like they do in San Antonio? Like what would need to be the process to start looking at that? Because some of these buildings we really would want to preserve, and if we had some muscle to be able to do that, I think this board would jump at that chance. But right now I feel like we have two options. We either wait or we demo it. And for like some of these instances, it'd be nice to have some options.
And that's why I kind of want to look at it with the ordinance itself. If you read it, it gives you all a lot of authority in dealing with these structures. I just want to get a little bit more clarity so I can be able to provide you that input to what other options you might have available to yourselves for these. So I just want to make sure I give you good advice in terms of what we can or can't do.
Okay.
Hey, Arturo, have they checked out the maybe the taxes on this property that they're up to date, because sometimes they can go on for years and years, and nobody goes into the tax office or claims that taxes are being paid, and maybe it can go into an auction. I mean that's important too.
We'll check on that also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, then,
we'll table
I
it like you
moved
said.
yeah, I move to table this item if no one's made that motion.
Okay, I'll second that.
I'll second it. Mm.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Same sign, motion carries. We'll go ahead and table that for our next meeting. Last item, item F, consideration of possible action on the property of Francisco J. Lerma, whose legal description is PTS of parts of lots 2, 4, 6, and 8, block 279, Western Division, tract number 2. It is commonly known as Vidauri Avenue, 1920 Scott Street. Staff declares this property as a nuisance in accordance with the current adopted ordinance 2013 0-25, Article 1, Section 24-1.4, Chapter 16, Sections 16.55, 21, 22, 23A, 23B, 232HI, 232R, and 232U. Staff recommends demolition of the entire structure. Board gave 45 days to Hector Chapa to purchase structure from current owner. Did that not happen, that purchase?
Do you have the phone number of Hector Chapa by any chance? So I can try to connect it to the meeting.
I know that they were in the process. I think the trustee, Mr. Lopez, they were in communication and they were in the process of trying to establish a purchase date. So I think it is moving forward from the last email traffic I saw. I just don't know when they're gonna purchase it. But we can check back and we can very easily bring it back to the next board meeting. And it's been there for quite a while, so I don't think another is gonna do anything.
Right.
It's been there too long already.
Yeah. Well, if somebody buys it, if Mr. Chapa buys it, hopefully they plan to do something with it. Hopefully soon.
Rigo, did Mr. Chapa call you by any chance? Was he going to attend the meeting, or do you know something?
No, he didn't call. He just emailed. That,
Do you have his phone number or no?
He was still in process. No, he didn't give any phone number.
You could give us a motion to demo if we find out that there's been no purchase sale in the next 5 days or 10 days, so we could still do that. So whatever directive that the board would like to still give us, we'll abide by. So if you don't want to wait another 30 days. Yeah.
So no one has spoken in favor of this, right, Arturo? So it's been already.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time with this one.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So my recommendation, staff's recommendation for demolish, I would agree for staff for us to go and demolish this building. It's been like that for a long time.
Okay.
If we make this motion though, does that affect the sale of the building? Like, can he still sell it?
The issue, I doubt that the building has any value to it. But where it'll get a little tricky for us is if we find out that the sale is going on. So I might do an administrative pause on it if we do proceed if you do proceed with ordering a demo, because then we'd probably have to come back with a new owner and start the whole process all over again. So you can issue the demo order right now, and if there's no transaction that happens for the purchase of it, then we move forward. If there is a transaction, then we deal with a new owner and we bring it back to you again as a new to establish due process for the new owner, since this kind of happened in the middle of the purchase. So we can do that to make it a little bit easier to make the decision.
Okay, so I guess can we open and close the public hearing at the same time? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Oh,
Motion open public hearing.
I'll motion
Second.
that.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Motion to close the public hearing.
I second.
Second.
Okay.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, same sign, motion carries.
Arturo,
So-
have you all checked out the title search on this property? If there was really a transaction at one time, you know.
No, it still belongs to Mr. Lerma.
Oh, okay. No,
It hasn't, from what we know, Mr. Pettis, we haven't, it hasn't sold yet. So it's still under the
Oh, okay.
same ownership.
No, but I guess entonces I'll make that motion. A staff recommendation for demolition.
Did I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay. Same sign, a motion carries. And then, but we're going to be doing an administrative pause on this, I guess, for right now.
Well,
Only if it doesn't go through for the sale.
yeah, because if it doesn't go through, then I can't put a lien on the property if it's under a separate owner because they wouldn't have been given legal due process. So I'd have to back off a little bit and bring it back to you and start the whole process over. It's just for basic reimbursement of the city, so we should be able to get reimbursed.
Okay.
Okay. I guess I guess we'll want to revisit. I guess we can also revisit this in about next month. Get us an update on this.
Yes. As soon as this board meeting's over, Mr. Jackson, tomorrow we'll probably work on the demolition orders for you to sign, and we'll be beating out as soon as next week. So all these demo orders, we've gotten good enough funding, so we still have sufficient funding to proceed with the demos you issued. And I have asked our city manager for additional funds as we are almost going to deplete our balance. But I'm hoping that we get funded again so we can continue proceeding.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Cool.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second that motion.
Second.
That's it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye.